Welcome back to our channel Agri Addict. We are again come up with the second part of the PYQ discussion series regarding the ICAR PG 2024 Entomology and Nematology. I am Sourav from Division of Entomology IARI New Delhi, and currently I am doing my PhD first year, and I will discuss regarding the second part of the PYQ discussion. In this discussion, we will come up with the different question answers as well as what are the related concepts associated with it. So let's come one by one. First question: which of the following is the orthopteroid neopteran insect order? So in the previous discussion, we have shared that what are the different orders that have come under orthopteroid group. So in that question, in that part, I've told you that Neuroptera is not at all coming under orthopteroid group. So we'll omit out this Neuroptera. Similarly, Mecoptera also, it is not coming out, and Coleoptera also, it is not coming out in that orthopteroid group. So what is left? That is only Plecoptera. So your answer will be Plecoptera, that comes under orthopteroid group. Let's come to the next question. Which is the family of the mango mealybug? Mango mealybug means an important pest of mango, and it is known as Brassica mangiferi. Now, students used to forget that whenever they saw that it's a mealybug, you go for Pseudococcidae. That is okay. It is, but in this case, like in mango mealybug, it is not Pseudococcidae. It is some different family. Like in this case, the answer will be your Margarodidae. The correct answer for this will be Margarodidae. And whatever the left one, that is Coccidae, it comes means soft scale insects, right? And Flattidae, it also comes under Homopteroid group, and especially a different types of leaf hoppers, we can tell. Okay, so in this question, this mango mealybug, the family is Margarodidae. Next question. So again, a statement type of question. See, the virus transmission by whitefly is persistent and circulative type. So you have already read about what are the different types of virus transmission. That means be persistent, semi-persistent, non-persistent. Also, it may be circulative, propagative, etc. So for whitefly, it is given that persistent transmission as well as circulative transmission. Second statement, the virus transmission by hoppers is circulative and usually persistent type. So first we have to know what are the different types of vectors. Normally we used to call about like whitefly, leaf hopper and plant hopper, then aphid, beetles and thrips. So normally if you consider thrips, it is circulative type of transmission as well as persistent type. For beetles, it is semi-persistent. Okay. For aphid, basically all the three types of transmission is present. That is persistent, semi-persistent and non-persistent. All the types of transmission are present in case of aphids. However, if you consider the leaf hoppers, leaf hopper in most of the cases they show the circulative type of transmission as well as persistent type. However, some of the examples may be there which semi-persistent transmission, or very few examples are there which are non-persistent transmission. But most of the cases, remember, the leaf hopper transmission is circulative and persistent type. So the second statement, that is virus transmission by hoppers, is circulative and persistent type. It is fully correct. Second, first statement now, whitefly transmission. So remember, whitefly transmission is also like a persistent as well as circulative type. So the first statement is also correct. That means in this question, the both statement 1 and statement 2 will be correct. Okay. So just remember what are the different types of transmission as shown by different groups of insects. Okay. Next question. Muller's organ is insects is associated with. Normally Muller's organ, if we consider, you have to know about the family which is Acri. Acrididae means it is orthopteroid group. So in orthopteroid group, what is the hearing organ? Hearing organ is known as tympanum. Why the tympanum is present? Tympanum is present in case of Acrididae. It is present either side of first abdominal segment, right? So what is basically tympanum? Tympanum is basically a membrane, okay, in which all the organs associated with it are present. So such an organ is known as Muller's organ, which is present inside the tympanum. I'll show you. See, this is the external morphology of the tympanum as shown in this picture. So the morphology of Muller's organ and the auditory neurons, it is given over here in this diagram. Now the fact is, where is the Muller's organ? We'll show here. I have shown you 3 different neurons. Okay, so it is basically the Muller's organ which is present. And here are all the other pictures are given over here. You'll see. For your reference, I have given one paper link, so you can find in this paper all these particular organs regarding whatever associated with tympanum. But the question is very easy. What is the Muller's organ? So Muller's organ, I have told you, it is associated with tympanum. That means it is associated with hearing only, because tympanum is as it is the hearing organ. So the correct answer will be your hearing organ, tympanum. Next, the caudal sensory organ showing sexual dimorphism are associated with. Forget about sexual dimorphism. See the caudal sensory organ. Caudal means the region which is located just behind the tail. That is for nematode or insects, the post reproductive positions or the post abdominal positions. Okay. So what is this association? This sensory organs is nothing but some tactile hairs which helps to detect whether any kind of met is associated with it, associated environment or present or not. That is regarding the caudal sensory organ. So this is needed only for the reproduction. The correct answer will be your reproduction. Next question, very easy question. Apparatus used for extraction of cysts from the soil. As you know that there are many procedures for extraction of nematodes from the soil, like Cobb's decanting sieving, then your Bierman funnel technique, like modified Bierman funnel technique. So for cyst nematodes extraction or cyst extraction from the soil, there is a specific technique which is known as Fenwick can. So for this question, the answer will be your Fenwick can. And to know all the functions of other extraction techniques, I will recommend you Nematology refresher, this book. Just go through once that chapter by Amit Ahuja and Manoranjan Das. Okay. Just go through that chapter, we will find whatever the extraction techniques are there and for which nematodes which extraction techniques are being used. Let's come to the next question. Again a normal question. DIPA. DIPA means Destructive Insect and Pests Act. Destructive Insect and Pest Act. This is in 1914. The correct answer will be your 1914. Just remember, it is the first such kind of acts that have been implemented in India. So DIPA has been passed by Government of India in 1914. Coming to the next question, it's a statement type of question. The statement 1 says Bacillus thuringiensis is effective against mosquitoes. Okay. Second statement, Bacillus sphaericus is effective against mosquito. Now the fact is, you know very well Bacillus sphaericus is effective against mosquito. That means second statement will be your correct. So I have written S2 is correct. Now the first statement, Bacillus thuringiensis is effective against mosquito or not. You know very well that there are different groups of subspecies of Bt associated with it, and those Bt subspecies are used to control different groups of insects. Like if I consider Bt VAR kurstaki, that means Bacillus thuringiensis for kurstaki. This is against, you know very well, Lepidopteran. Similarly, if I consider Bt for Tenebrionis, it is used to control Coleopteran insect. Okay. Similarly, there is another, you know, subspecies of Bacillus thuringiensis which is considered as Bt for israelensis. Okay, so Bt for israelensis, it is used to control mosquito, is also used to control black fly also. Okay, so according to that, if I consider this particular subspecies, then the first statement is also correct. Like Bt Bacillus thuringiensis is effective in controlling mosquito. But the fact is, if examiner is giving in that statement like Bt is effective against mosquito, that means you have to understand that what subspecies it is. If it is not mentioned, means always you remember the most common subspecies you have to consider in this. Means Bt for kurstaki. Okay. If it is mentioned that Bacillus thuringiensis var israelensis is used to control mosquito, then it will be correct statement. But it is not mentioned. So you need to consider that the most common species he or she is talking about. So in this perspective, we cannot go with this statement correct. So we'll consider the first statement is wrong. So correct answer for this question will be number D. That means statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Okay. Next, matching type questions. So column A and column B. Column A, you see different groups of the virus, and column B, it's talking about different vectors or their associated vectors. Okay. So you know very well Potiviridae. It is an virus family which is normally transmitted by aphids. So Potiviridae will find aphids. A is 3. A is 3 means you have already got your answer. Only one option is. But we will see all the other groups. Second, Tospovirus. That is also very easy. It is transmitted by thrips only. So Tospovirus is thrips. Next, Badna virus. Sometimes you may forget about Badna virus. So you consider the next one, that is Begomovirus. So Begomovirus you know very well. It is transmitted by Whitefly. So these two. And last one, that is Badna virus. One is left only, Badna virus. So your answer will be A with 3, B with 1, 4 and D with 2. Next question, again a matching type of question. Column is talking about different resistant types, and column B is talking about what is the main association with it. Okay. Now very easy, abiotic resistance. So what is the abiotic stress given over here? Only one is there, this rot stress. So A will be your 2. So find where A will be 2. It is in option number B and it is in option number D. So you can omit these two options. Now second, I'll not go with the second one. I'll go with last one, that is pathogen resistant. So only one option is associated with the pathogen resistant. Where is that option? is given only here. Cucumber mosaic virus. Okay. So D will be your 4. So I'll find where D will be 4. D is 4 in only here. So you have got your answer already. The answer is option number B, not D. But we'll see the first all the options. So I have covered A is 2, D is 4. Two options are left, that is herbicide resistance and insect resistance. I'll go with insect resistance first. So see, where is the insect name is there? Only one option is there with insect name, that is genetically modified maize with respect to corn borer. So you got your answer is the C is one is there, and the one option is left, that is herbicide resistance. So we'll go with GM crop, that is glyphosate resistance. So just remember, when you consider different transgenic crops or genetically modified crops, what is the basis of the resistance? First, we always consider will be your herbicide tolerance. Okay. Next, we will consider the insecticide resistance. Okay. So just remember these 2 points. Coming to the next question, carnivorous species which actively pursue their prey have which type of mouthparts? So it's a different type of questions. Just we'll play with our options. Just go for C and D, Opistognathus mouthparts and Opisthorhynchus mouthparts. So these two are similar. So we can easily omit this. Not Opisthorhynchus and it is not Opistognathus. So these two options are already out. What options are left? One is Prognathus, another one is Hypognathus. Just think, Hypognathus mouthparts means what are those insects? Maybe Orthoptera insect, or that some cockroaches. So there are not too many predators associated with this type of mouthparts. On the other hand, who are having prognathous mouthparts? It's the beetles. They are having prognathous mouthparts, and many insects are associated with it having prognathous mouthparts. So it's a relatively more advantageous if you go with prognathous mouthpart. It does not mean that all the predators have prognathous mouthparts. The predators may have opistognathous mouthparts also. They may have hypognathous mouthparts also. But most of the cases they are having prognathous. So we'll go with prognathous. Okay. Next question. Statement type of question, and it's a very easy question. Aedes aegypti contain no anticoagulant and the blood clots in stomach within 15 minutes of feeding. What is the next question? It contains an anticoagulant. It is given no anticoagulant, and here it is given contains an anticoagulant. So you know very well that mosquitoes are having anticoagulant activity, and that's why the puncture that actually heals. Okay. So first statement is obviously wrong because they contain anticoagulant, and just the opposite statement is given over statement 2. So the correct answer will be your option number D. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Okay. Next question. This is a matching type question. Like different silkworms are given, and where the silkworms are usually found out, this is given in column B. So we'll see one by one. I'll go start with Muga silkworm because Muga silkworm having the monopoly, means only in India Muga silkworm is found out, and mostly in one particular state its production is so high. What is that state? That is Assam. So we can consider Muga silkworm with Assam. So B is 3. So where it is given? It is in option number B, and it is in option number. So you can omit option A and option D. Next one, we'll start with mulberry silkworm. You know very well that mulberry silkworm is found throughout the India, many states. It may be found in Jammu and Kashmir, it may be found in West Bengal, it may be found in Assam, it may be found in Karnataka and South India. But the major producer of mulberry silkworm is nothing but Karnataka. So we'll go with mulberry silkworm as Karnataka. So C is 4. Where C is 4? only one option is. So you can clearly omit option number B also. The correct answer will be your option number C. Okay. So we'll see other options like oak tussar silkworm and tropical tussar silkworm. So you'll find that only two states are left. One is Jharkhand, another one is Uttarakhand. So oak tree, you know very well, it is something associated with the hilly terrains. So if we consider Jharkhand and Uttarakhand, which is the more hilly terrain, it is having Uttarakhand only. So we can consider oak tussar silkworm with Uttarakhand, and left is tropical tussar silkworm, that is with Jharkhand. So the correct answer will be your option C. Okay. Next question. Book lungs is the respiratory organs of, you know very well that they're having different arthropod groups like more like your insecta, there will be arachnida, onychophora, and so and so. So the thing is, book lungs is specifically associated with the arachnida group, that is in spiders. So only one option is there regarding arachnida. So hook lungs as a respiratory organ. For silverfish, you know very well, they are having some spiracles that is needed for the respiratory organ for the insects. Also, cuticular respiration, that is also associated with some of the old-fashioned insects like colem. Cuticular respiration is there. Then there is spiracles. So this is a very easy question. Next, peanut bud necrosis virus is transmitted by, forget about what are the options are there, just think what type of virus it is. Peanut bud necrosis virus, it is an tospovirus. Okay. And you know very well that tospovirus are transmitted by only. So we'll find out where the thrips are there. Aphids gossipy and Myzus persicki, they are aphids. So wrong. Next, Apis maidis, it's an aphid again, and Toxoptera graminum, it is also an aphid. It is also wrong. Last option, option number D. Planococcoides nagelensis, it is nothing but a mealybug, and Frankinella schultzii, it is a thrips. So there is a mealybug and there is a thrips. Since mealybug is there, it is not correct. So what is the option left? That is thrips palmi and Frankinella schultzii. Both are thrips. Okay. So we'll find only C is the correct. So your answer will be C only. Okay. So likewise, you need to omit the options and find out the correct options correctly. Okay. So it may happen that in exam you may not know the everything, but this kind of smart strategy, if you can apply, you will be able to give many of the answers. Okay. Next question. After hatching, the hatching of the whitefly passes through how many instars? See, it's again a controversial question because many whitefly species, they are having many instars. For example, I am telling, you know very well this whitefly RSW, that is Rubus spiraling whitefly. Okay, so this particular whitefly, they used to pass us through 4 nymphal instars. Okay, but see, it is not mentioned which particular species. Again, I am telling, if nothing is mentioned, means we need to consider the most common species or most common variant. So most common species, if we consider whitefly, then is the Bemisia tabaci. Okay, and this Bemisia tabaci, it goes through pre-nymphal instar. So your answer will be your pre-nymphal instar. Okay. Next question once again. Rugospiraling whitefly, that is different whitefly species are there and their corresponding parasitoids are given over here. So you need to find like which whitefly is parasitized by which parasitoid. it may happen that one particular whitefly, that is rugospiraling whitefly, it may be parasitized by many of the parasitoid. Okay, but we need to find the best one in this group. So in this part, I will tell you, in the previous session we have also told about that what are the biocontrol agents. You can go with CABI website, so where you will get the different biocontrol agents also, as well as what are the different host plants of the insects. Similar thing for whitefly, I am telling, if you specifically want to know what are the important biocontrol agents for whitefly, you can go with NBAIR website. It's an ICAR institutes, and there you will get the different biocontrol agents which are associated with whitefly. I have already given the link over here. You can go with this link. So in this question, rugospiraling whitefly can also be controlled by, can be controlled best by your Encartia noisy. Okay, so we'll find where A is 1. So A is 1 in option number 1 and is present option number D. So these two options are left out. Okay. Next is your spiraling whitefly. Spiraling whitefly is well controlled by Encartia inaron. So we'll find where B is 3. B is 3 only here. So we can omit this option. So your correct answer will be your option number D. That is A1, B3. And what are the others? Silver leaf whitefly. That means it is well controlled by Encartia sophia. So C is 4. And last one, coconut whitefly. That is 2. That is Encartia guadalupe. Now the fact is, rugospiraling whitefly can also be controlled by Encartia guadalupe. And you know very well that when we are talking about the potential biocontrol agent of Encartia guadalupe, rugospiraling whitefly, then the first parasitoid that comes to our mind, it is the Encartia guadalupe, because it is present in India. It's a native parasitoid. Okay, but still there is coconut whitefly given over here, which is Aleuroides coccoides. So this particular whitefly species is well controlled by Encartia guadalupe for many years. So we have to go with coconut whitefly against Encartia guadalupe. We cannot consider rugospiraling whitefly with Encartia guadalupe, at least for this question. Okay, so for this question, the answer will be your option number. Next question. Insect cells housing symbionts. You know very well that all the insects, they are having some of the symbiotic microorganisms that will give them proper nutrition, that may help in digestion of their foods, that may give them different vitamins, amino acids, and they may be associated with the sex determination of the insects. So those particular symbionts, they should be present in some of the cells. Those cells are known as mycetocytes. These are the specialized cells housing the symbionts in the insects. And those cells, when they will be like this, and together they will form an organ that is called your mycetome. So this will contain the symbiotic microorganisms. Next question. Again a matching type. Column A and column B is there. Column A is given different botanicals, it may be different chemistry and others. Column B is their examples and what type of poison that is given over here. So we'll see one by one. Acorus species, it's an botanical. Okay. Like it's not an botanical, it's a tree or it's a plant. That is Acorus species or Acorus calamus. So different species are there. So Acorus species is nothing but your flag. Okay, so A is 3. So only one option is there with A is 3. So you have got your answer, that is option. We'll see other one. Chemosterillant. We'll see. Chemosterillant is colchicine, which is a rodent chemosterillant. So C is 1. And two other options are left. Neophobia and temaphene. So neophobia is associated with the single dose poison of for rodents, and temaphene is a multiple dose. So 4 and D. So you got your answer. Next question. The ETL for insect vector in pest management is 0%. Okay. Why it is 0%? Because you know very well that even presence of a single vector could be lethal to the plant, because a single vector can transmit the virus and that will spread throughout the plant itself. Once it transmits the virus to the plants, it will spread. Okay, so there is no matter of that the virus spread can be stopped by using the normal management practices. So even a single vector is present in the plant, like in the field, will considered to be very much lethal, and it is more than economic threshold level. So basically for insect vector there is no particular ETL, so it will be 0%. Okay. Aquatic insect family Physiolidae belongs to the order. Now this type of questions may be happen that you may not know in the exam. So some two is given already in the question, that is aquatic insect family. So you will find which are the order containing the aquatic insect groups. The fact is Strepsiptera does not contain, so Strepsiptera is already out. Three options are left, that is Neuroptera, Hemiptera and Plecoptera. Unfortunately, all of them are having some aquatic insect group. Okay, so you need to know in this. So in this case, I am telling the correct answer will be a Neuroptera. So the Physiolidae, it belongs to the family, it belongs to the order Neuroptera. Next question, statement based question. That is, stubby root nematode are known as Longidorids and stubby root nematodes are known as Trichodorids. Again, in the previous class, I have told Longidorids means genus Longidorus, that is needle nematode. Okay, it is not stubby root nematode. So statement 1 is wrong. So what is the stubby root nematode? Stubby root nematode is Trichodorids, means genus Trichodorus and genus Paratrichodorus. Okay, stubby root nematodes are Trichodorids. So the correct answer will be option number D. Statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Okay. Next question. The molecular phylogenetic analysis of phylum Nematoda reveals the presence of three major subclasses. So it's a difficult question, to be very honest, because uh, this much information is actually not needed for a PG student. This question is given, so we need to solve. So phylogenetic analysis tells that what are the initial three subclasses which is present. I've told you it is three subclasses. So what are the subclasses? These three: Chromadoria, Dorilamina, and Enoclea. Okay. So your answer will be A, B, and D only. So this is the answer: A, B, and D. Okay. Rhabditida is not there. Next question: mosquito blight of tea is caused by Helopeltis antoni. Helopeltis antoni means, tea mosquito bug. Okay, it's not tobacco mosaic virus, it's tea mosquito bug. Now, second statement, mosquito blight of tea, again the same thing, is caused by Heliothis G. Very easy question. Heliothis G, it is associated with corn. It is not at all associated with tea. So this statement will be wrong. Now, the first thing, whether it is caused by tea mosquito bug or not. Now, the fact is, mosquito blight of tea, it is caused by tea mosquito bug. That is Helopeltis antoni. The first statement will be correct. So in this case, the correct answer will be a C. That is, statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Okay. Next question. The size of a healthy adult Laxifer lacca means your lac insect. Okay. So it ranges between, what is the size? So it's basically again this kind of questions sometimes may be asked, and it is not possible for each and everyone to write this answer. So in this question, the correct answer will be a 0.6 to 1.5 millimeter. Okay. Next question. Management of pesticide use is not an integral part of IPM. Okay. Is it correct? Management of pesticide use is not an integral part. So what are the integral parts of IPM? The IPM parts considered with first with classical biology, that is cultural control, then it is start with mechanical control, then it is start with physical control, continues with biological control, and lastly, if something is left, that is the chemical control. Where in chemical control we used to call that what are the different insecticides of different mode of action that should be used. So management of insecticide, it's a part of IPM. So first statement, it is wrong. Second statement, IPM, that is integrated pest management, is not to refine the pesticide application recommendation. Again, I'm telling you, if something is left at the last point is the chemical control, where we talk about which particular chemical is used to apply in which particular group of insects. So again, IPM is not to refine. That means this statement is again wrong, because pesticide application recommendation is a part of IPM. Maybe it is the last part, but it is a part of IPM. So in this case, both statements are equally wrong. So the correct answer is here. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. Okay. Next question. Again a statement type. Ziphinema species of nematodes, also known as Dagon nematodes. Very much correct. Last session I have also told you Ziphinema Dagon nematode and Longidoids are known as needle nematode. So it is correct. Second statement. Ziphinema species of nematodes are known as lesion nematodes. So it is wrong, because it is already given a name, that is Dagon nematode. So what is the lesion nematode? Lesion nematode means Pratylenchus. So in this case, the correct answer will be your C. Statement 1 is correct, because Ziphinema is known as Dagon nematode, and statement 2 is wrong. That is lesion nematode is Pratylenchus. Next statement. That is again a statement type of question. But tomato spotted wilt virus, this is a tospovirus, is not transmitted by thrips tabaci. So I've told you tospovirus, they are transmitted by thrips. Now fact is, whether this particular tabaci, that is thrips tabaci, this particular species is transmit this tomato spotted wilt virus or not. So the fact is, tomato spotted wilt virus is transmitted by thrips tabaci. So it is here, it is given not transmitted by, means wrong. Second statement, cucumber mosaic virus is transmitted by Myzus persicki. That is cucumber mosaic, it's CMV, everyone knows it is transmitted by aphid. Question is whether Myzus persicki transmits it or not. The fact is Myzus persicki transmits cucumber mosaic virus. So this statement is, so our answer will be option number. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is correct. Next question. Parenchymous pseudoinsulata, it's a biocontrol agent. So these are the different biocontrol agents associated with biological control. Okay, it's also known as parabiological control. Okay, so parenchymous pseudoinsulata, particular question, it will be biocontrol agent. Okay, the answer will be your thiamide. And for this, I will tell you to follow the Insecta to this particular book to find out what are the biocontrol agents for your last minute revision. Next, here, third and fourth stage juveniles of root knot nematode. Archaean means root knot. Are whether they are feeding stage, non-feeding stage, or quiescent stage, or infected. So you know very well what is about the life cycle of root knot nematode. You know, there will be egg mass. Within the egg mass, there will be first juvenile completed, then second juvenile, third juvenile, and fourth juvenile. Then will be your adult. Okay. Now these two part, that is third juvenile and fourth juvenile, these are non-parasitic. Okay. First juvenile, it is already completed inside the egg mass, right? Adults are mostly associated with reproduction, and only the parasitic part is your second juvenile, is the parasitic. Okay. So third and fourth stage juveniles, these are non-parasitic, means they are actually non-feeding. They are not quiescent, they are not infective, they are not feeding. Means they are not quiescent because the quiescent stage is shown by adults only, or sometimes the eggs also go under quiescence. So this is not quiescent stage. This is not infective because only J2 is infective, and infective means it is the feeding stage only. J2 is only the feeding. So the third and fourth stage juveniles, J3 and J4, they are non-feeding. Come to the next. Bemisia tabaci. It is commonly known as, everyone knows about, is known as cotton whitefly. Okay. Now it is also known as sweet potato whitefly. Answer is here, sweet potato whitefly, and it is very easy because already table fly, warble fly, cluster fly, these are all comes under Diptera. Okay, only one option is there, that is sweet potato whitefly. This come under Hemiptera. And also another important thing, see how whitefly is written, how these things are written. Remember, when we always consider a dipteran insect, the fly will be written with space. Table fly, house fly means you have to write house fly. There will be some space. But when you consider some fly like white fly, there will be no space. That means it is not a true fly. It is considered as a white fly because of the fly like pattern. So we have written without any space. Okay. Next question. Among the entomopathogenic bioagents, which contribute the most biopesticide market share in India? Okay, so the fact is, it is a bioagent, means bacteria, fungus, protozoa, virus, all are the bioagents. It should, next it should be entomopathogenic, means it should control insects. And in India, what is the status? Just remember, if you consider the entomopathogenic bioagents, bacteria is first everywhere because the BT has a large share. So your answer will be your bacteria. Okay. Now, if question comes like this, among the bioagents, entomopathogenic things I have removed. Among the bioagents which contribute the most biopesticide market share in India, then it would be fungi, because of the large market share of trichoderma. It is used to control like different diseases. Okay. Then it will be, the answer will be your fungus. Still, because entomopathogenic is written over here, that's why your answer is your bacteria. Okay. Next question. Predaceous insect which restrains its prey by sheer mechanical strength and then tears into pieces with powerful magic. That is known as which insect? So, reading this question, it is, what are the things that comes to our mind? It will be a predaceous insect, and the mandibles are very sharp. Okay, and most important thing, it is an insect. It is not an non-insect thing. So since it is an insect, mite will be out first. Okay. Next, the predaceous insect. So cockroach not considered as a predaceous one, will be out this one also. Left with grasshopper and mantis. So both are having powerful mandibles, and grasshoppers is mostly associated with phytophagous insects. Though there is some of the orthopterans which can be considered as predaceous, but we need to go with the original thing, like which of the following insects are actually predaceous. So the only predaceous group which are exclusively predaceous are this mantis. So this mantis is the insect which restrains its prey by sheer mechanical strength and then tears into pieces with powerful mandibles. Okay, here not grasshopper. Next question. So it will be your column A and column B, and column A is talking about their different insects, their common names, and column B is your scientific name. So this type of question is usually asked in PG entrance as well as PhD entrance. So you can expect this type of question at least once. So we'll see cotton mirid, sorghum, earhead bug, moog bean, whitefly, pentatomid bug, etc. Sometimes it may happen that you don't know about cotton mirid. So what is exactly you know? You know very well that whitefly. So whitefly will be your Bemisia tabaci. So C with 4. So two options are there having C with 4. So you carefully omit that these two options. Next, what do you know? You may know about pentatomid bug. Pentatomid bug is something that Nichara viridula. D is your 2. So you find D is your. So you have got your answer. You have your answer. So let's see the other two options. Sorghum earhead bug, that is your Calocaris angustus, the mirid bug. So sorghum earhead bug, that is Calocaris angustus, is 3, and cotton mirid is already 1. So this is the way by which you can give the answers correctly. Next question. Nematode-resistant germplasm. The name of the germ. INR7 is of which crop? Like it is the resistant to root knot nematodes, and this germplasm is related to which crop? This is your question. Okay, so it is the germplasm of tomato. INR7 is a resistant germplasm of tomato, which is resistant against root knot nematodes. Okay. Next, life stages of male Laxifer lacca. Laxifer lacca, I have told it is lac insect. So what is the life stages of male? It is having an egg stage, then it will having uh, larva or whatever, then it will having some pseudo pupal stage, or we can consider it's a pupal stage, and then adult will like, so egg, larva, pupa, adult, all the 4 stages are present. Your answer is and D. Your answer E and D. Next question. Pterostigma. You know very well what is pterostigma. Consider this is a wing. In this portion, some colored part may be present. Colored part is associated with like different sensory receptions of the wings, known as pterostigma. So this pterostigma is present in which insect? Normally what happens, every one of you will know that it is present in Odonata. So you will find there is no Odonata is mentioned. So what is the answer? Whether the question is right or wrong. So remember, except Odonata also, there are many insect groups where this pterostigma is present. Okay. So where it is present? It is present in Hymenoptera, is present in Optera, is present in Caloptera also, is present in the correct answer. Your option A, B, C, all. Okay. Just remember, it's a very informative question. except Odonata, what are the different insect orders where pterostigma is present? So your answer will be Hymenoptera, Psychoptera, Megaloptera, and Mecoptera. Next, this is a question like 4 organizations are there or societies are there, and where you have to find identify the correct sequence of chronology, like in which way they have uh, established, like in which year they have established. So for that you need to know in which year they have established. So Entomological Society of India, it is much well that you know it about 9. Bombay Natural History Society, it is 1883. Indian Museum, it is during 1813 or maybe 1813 or it may be 16. Geological Survey of India, it is in 19, right? So you have to find out. Indian Museum is the first one. So where is the C? C is the first in only one question. So you have, this is the answer. C. Next, B. B means Bombay Natural History. Okay. But the fact is, somehow I don't know how it is happened. It A and D are changed. It should be C, D, and such answer is not there. But the fact is only C is there. That means Indian Museum is first. So you can consider this as the correct answer. Okay. Next, again this ISPM. Previous session I have told you to go through the different ISPM guidelines. So for classical biological control, remember it is ISPM. Okay. Next, column A and column B and different parts. Like column A is telling about different insect parts. It may be the sclerite or it may be leg. And what are the different body parts or sclerite parts which are present in particular parts? It is written in the column B. So you'll see very easily. We'll start with legs only. The legs, you know, the part of the legs is trochanter. So D will be 1. Where is the option? D with 1. It is in the last one. You have got your correct answer as D. What are the other things we'll see? Neuron. Neuron, you know, is the lateral aspect of the insect body. So two lateral aspects will be there. So that is the pleuron. So pleuron has two parts. One is known as episternum. Another one is epimeron. Episternum means the anterior part and epimeron means the posterior. Okay. So we have found that pleuron is sternum. So A is 4. Okay. Next, tergum. Tergum is, you know very well, there are different sclerites like your postnotum is there. This is the most posterior most sclerite of tergum or notum. Then there is some other sclerites are also associated, so you'll find it in insecta book. So we find that tergum, with tergum we'll go with postnotum. Okay, so B is 3. And what is left? That is sternum. Sternum, you know, is the segmental plate that is called eusternum. Is 2. You'll find your answer, that is A is 4, B is 3, C is 2, and next question. Arthropods. Arthropods have a characteristic feature of what? So it is a very basic question in your insecta book. You'll find what are the different characters of the arthropods. For your remember, I have also find out like what are the different features of the arthropods. See, it's a bilateral symmetry. So here is a bilateral symmetry having chitinous exoskeleton, right? Then ventral nervous system, dorsal vessel, hemocoelic body cavity. Then muscles are compressed of composed of striated fibers. Then your ciliated epithelium is present. Then open circulatory system. Now let's come to the question. Arthropods are having a characteristic feature of, you see, bright coloration. Do all arthropods are bright? No, no. Some are maybe white, some may be very black, dull color. So this is not correct. Next, presence of wing venation. All arthropods does not have wings, so there is no mention of the wing. It's also wrong. Next, aerial mode of life. All the arthropods are not aerial. Maybe crustaceans. This is an arthropods. This is not aerial. This is aquatic. Okay, like different aquatic insects are also there. So this is not correct. So what is left? Reticular exoskeleton. The correct answer is reticular exoskeleton. Okay. So the fact is, we are talking too much about different PYQ discussions. So just we'll share the one Google form link in your description box. So do fill and find what are the problems associated with it. What in what way you want to discuss this kind of thing. So just give a honest review. Okay. So next, go to the next question. Then, in gradual metamorphosis, the young one is known as, first, the stadium. Stadium is not a young one. Stadium is, this is the first molting, second mold. So the time period is known as stadium. Okay, stadium is out. Crawler, it is specifically associated with mealybug names, or it is whitefly names. So not associated with everyone. That's why you cannot consider crawler also. So in nymph and naiad, in between these two, in case of gradual metamorphosis, the young one is known as, okay. So what is naiad? Naiad is nothing but those young ones which are having different habitat. Like adult is staying in the aerial mode, or it is present in the terrestrial habitat, where the larvae or the young one, it is present in the aquatic habitat. So in this case, we can consider the young one as naiad. Okay. Next question. A segment of nematode species differing from the rest of the species with physiological characteristics such as pathogenicity, known as, means there are two nematodes, same species, okay, but they might differ in pathogenicity, maybe because of their differences in pathotypes. So in this case, the correct answer will be your pathotype. Okay, because you have already told pathogenicity. In pathogenicity difference, if we consider, correct answer will be pathotype. Biotype is all about the differences in reproduction with different hosts. Okay, so correct answer will be your pathotype. Next question. A stage specific behavior in which an EPN infected juvenile, that is entomopathogenic nematode infective juvenile, nothing but your J3, stands on its tail and waves its head in three dimensions is called as, that means this is a behavior of entomopathogenic nematode infected juveniles which stands its tail and waves its head like this one. Okay. In three dimensions, means in this way it is actually showing some of the behavior, which is known as what? Basically, it's a part of your foraging behavior of entomopathogenic. So if you give this answer, foraging of this nematode, it is correct, but in this perspective or in these options, it will not be correct. So what are the different foraging behaviors in entomopathogenic nematode? You know very well. Who are there? Ambusher. Another one is tracer. Okay, so you know what is ambusher and what is tracer. Generally, the stain nematodes, they are ambusher, and heteroabdites, they are generally tracer. However, some of these strainerium is also considered as a tracer. So this ambusher, they used to show this kind of behavior, like staying on their tail and nictating their head. So this type of behavior, it is known as nictation behavior. the entomology. Okay. So the correct answer will be your nictation. Next question. Which of the following countries is the largest producer of lac? So the correct answer will be India. Is the largest producer of. Next, what is a non-ester pyrethroid? So you know very well that synthetic pyrethroids are basically ester because it is composed of an alcohol and it is also composed of an carboxylic acid. Altogether, it will an ester. Okay. However, some of the cases, some of synthetic pyrethroids are made of non-ester form. So we need to know what is the non-ester pyrethroid. In this case, the answer is here Diophenoprox. First one is the correct answer. This is Diophenoprox. So the correct answer will be your Diophenoprox. Next, which is the gland not found in the male cockroach? So cockroaches, they are having many glands which are associated with their reproduction. Okay, some are having in present in female cockroach, some are having in the male cockroach. The question is not found in male cockroach. Okay. So for your information, I have given what are the glands associated with cockroaches. So the fact is, we'll see one by one. First, we'll start with phallic gland. Phallic gland means, you know, it is associated with phallus. Phallus means is phallus or endophallus means nothing but the male copulatory organ. Okay. So phallic gland, it is associated with male cockroach. So B is not B is found in male cockroach. That means it is not found in male. So we'll find where B is given. Here B is given. So option number 3 you can omit. Option number 4 also you can write. Now what is left to us? A only and D only. So we'll find only collateral gland and conglobate gland, which is present or what? The fact is, phallic gland is also named as conglobate gland, right? So conglobate gland only is also present in male cockroach. That means we can also omit option number. So what is the correct answer? It is only the collateral gland which is present in the female cockroach. A only is the correct answer. So it is the different glands which are associated as well as the system, the reproductive system of the female and the reproductive system of the male, called the mushroom. So just see once this picture and you will be very much clear about it. You'll find all these pictures in the internet, so you can find from the internet. Next question, it's an assertion reason type of question. So what will see assertion? Biological species concept was introduced by AIR. Okay, consider it. Next, what is the reason? Biological species concept defines species as the group of interbreeding natural populations that are reproductively isolated. Means this is the normal definition of a species. They should be reproductively isolated from other such species. Correct only. So your reason will be correct. Assertion, that is the biological species concept, is also correct. The fact is the definition of species the reason of giving biological species concept by Mayer? It is not like that. Assertion should be like a statement and the reason will be a corresponding reason why it is called that. So such kind of things, it is not reflected in these two statements. That's why you can go with both assertion and reason are correct and R is not a correct explanation of A. We'll read this reason and find whether it is the correct explanation of biological species concept introduced by Mayer. Definitely your answer is B. Next, mutual exchange of food in social insects. You know very well, it is known as trophallaxis. So trophallaxis is of two types. What is the two type? That is called mouth to mouth. Another one is anus to mouth. Okay. So mouth to mouth trophallaxis or mutual exchange, it is known as atomodial. Anus to mouth, it is known as proctodial. Atomodial trophallaxis or proctodial trophallaxis. Okay. Next example of root knot nematode, you know very well, it's the melodogyne. So it is next, a taxonomic character is a feature of which is present in all appropriate specimens at an appropriate time. That means the taxonomic character, if we consider like presence of wings, present in all the cases, like all the related species or all the related groups at a particular time, obviously. So this statement is correct. Next, the taxonomic characters should not show wide variation among the specimens. Obviously, that's why it is called a taxonomic character. Like we consider upcurved labial pulpi, it is present in each and every gelikids. Okay, there is not a single gelikid you can consider where the upcurved labial pulpi is absent. So it's also correct. Like it should not show wide variation among the specimens. Both statement 1 and statement are equally correct. Next, which of the following fits the classical definition of an entomopathogenic? So, what is the entomopathogenic nematode? Means they should have the capacity to cause disease. Basically, which causes the disease? Not the entomopathogenic nematode cause the disease. Rather, it is the symbiotic bacteria which cause the disease in insect and it kills. Okay. So, you know what are the different genera of entomopathogenic nematode. So, you know very well this Nema, there is Heterorhabditis, then there is Nema, and another fourth genus is there, that is Osceus or Osseous. Okay, so Osseous is the correct answer, then Heterorhabditis is the correct answer. So A and C. Okay. Next, webbing of leaves, buds, flowers, and bores into the pods and feeds on the seeds is a damage symptom. Very important question because first statement is very common. Webbing of leaves, buds, and flowers, which is present in very few group of insects in the option. Helicoverpa will not web. Melanogroma obtusa, they don't bore into the flowers, rather they directly bore into the pods and feed on the seeds. Exelastis atomosa, this also does not produce web. So what is the option left? Maruca vitrata. This will be your answer. So Maruca vitrata, it webs the leaves, buds, and flowers, and it bores. Next question. Chewing and biting type of mouthparts is also called as, you know very well, that is called true mandibulate type of mouthpart. Next question. Cantharidin, it is secreted from, very easy question. It is okay. Next, most of the non-persistent viruses are transmitted by, I've already discussed that aphids, they have transmitted all the three groups of virus, that is non-persistent, semi-persistent, and persistent. But most of them are non-persistent. So correct answer will be aphids. Next, the insect hindgut is usually more acidic than the midgut. Very important. What is the midgut pH? Normally, a Lepidopteran insect considered that pH is 9.5. Like very basic. However, in hindgut, it is very acidic normally. Okay. there is not that much basic like a midgut. Why? Now there is some specific reasons are there, but if we don't know all these reasons, same you can still answer the question, because we find what are the parts which is associated with hindgut. Gizzard and crop, these are associated with foregut. This will not be the answer. Midgut is already given in the question, so midgut will not be the answer. The answer will be Malpighian tubules. Okay. Now, if we want to tell why it is there are some specific reasons that I got. Suppose here it is the Malpighian tube. Okay. These are Malpighian tube. Consider yours, and this is your hindgut, right? Now, the insects, they generally excrete urea. It's not urea. Normally, they excrete uric acid, right? So, uric acid has been excreted in a semi-solid form, or sometimes it is solid form. So, normally, when the Malpighian tubules dump this kind of things in uh, hindgut, it is comes under as a urate form. Urate means it is the ionic form. Means H plus is there plus uric acid. So it forms up as a sodium urate or potassium urate, etc., etc. And you know what? In when they secrete the water soluble forms of uric acid, that is urates, in hindgut, what happens in hindgut? There is a selective reabsorption of water. Water means they will be coming H plus. So there is a subsequent deposition of the H plus ions in the hindgut, and this makes the hindgut more acidic. Next question, that is again an assertion reason type question. Allopatric species and symbiotic species. Allopatric species are those species which occupy the same geographic areas. Not like that. Allopatric species which are having some geographic isolation. No very well. So this occupies same geographic areas. It is wrong. Second, sympatric species are the ones which normally inhabit the completely different geographical area. It's also wrong. Okay. So actually, this should be both wrong, but no answers is like. So basically, this question has been dropped. Okay, answer is both are wrong. So with this, we are coming to an end of our PYQ discussion session. Just we'll share another Google form link with you. Just you have to fill it and tell like in which way we need to improve our PYQ discussion session. And also the same thing if you want to have this particular PPT and discussion. So please fill the Google form link and share some of the honest reviews so that we can improve in our next session. That's all from our side. Thank you so much.